Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shan, and today we're going to talk about how to become the biggest you. Okay, so first of all, I have something cute to show you.
You ready?
Welcome to the Shawnee Show. Here we go with your iconic host, Shawnee Priestley. This is the show all about becoming the dream version of yourself, increasing your income, manifesting the dreamiest partners, and elevate your entire existence. And now, your host, Shawnee Priestley.
Wow. Right? Okay, so I just want y'all to know what's coming, and that's why you didn't get a video on Friday. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna be doing a lot of different things on the channel. A lot of the new how-to series that I was going to be talking to you guys about, like example today, how to be the biggest you. But baby, I got some shit in the works. In the works, okay? I don't know if you were on my live where I told you guys that I had turned on another show. I actually have been talking to them more after I turned them down initially, and we're just gonna see where that goes, you know. But regardless, I'm making it happen, and I just wanted y'all to see what's going on in the background. Life has been amazing lately. I mean, life has been amazing for a while now, but that's what drove me to doing this video. That and the fact that today started the Biggest You 2-week coaching program, and wow, okay, the energy of today is just crazy. I basically had a live stream this morning, and we decided to do girl talk instead of me actually teaching a lesson, which was actually really nice because we haven't been able to have our little girl talk and talk about the shows like Love is Blind, and we talked about like the Rick Ross situation. It was really cool, and I was able to do my makeup and get ready. At 11, I was featured in my mentor's money party. That's what she calls it. And basically, we were celebrating a 10K week. I had another 10K week, and it was just a wonderful thing. And it's just a wonderful thing to be in a room with women. One of the women in that room had a 100K sales day for one of her new programs or offers. And that's just freaking incredible. So either way, I'm coming to you with an abundance of energy today. I went to a massive networking event this weekend and met some really incredible people that I'm going to be learning things from, who are also going to help me be connected with other people. I am considering moving into the real estate world. It's just a lot going on. So I wanted to be able to come and do this video and teach you how to be the biggest you. The things I covered in this video, I'm covering with the ladies in my program heavily, the intricacies of each individual thing. I may have the program to resell later on, or it may just be exclusive for the ladies that signed up for the biggest you. So I'm so excited for all that is to come, and we're going to get into some good juicy tea and gems that you definitely need in this video. Okay, so my iPad is dead, so I'm going to be going off my dome with a lot of this, but it's going to be fun because period, we wing it, we kill it, and we don't worry about it. You know what I mean? So first things first, you need to recognize whether you may still be in survival mode, even though you finally created the balance in your life that you need. And when I say the balance, I mean in the essence of you finally have the income coming in, you're finally feeling good about your life, but you're still feeling a little chaotic inside, or you're still feeling a little unorganized. And a lot of times that comes from you still moving in survival mode when you're no longer there. That is something that I definitely experienced when I moved to Miami. I remember like going through my day and being like, holy shit, like I have so much free time to like live life. And like I wasn't like that in my early years in business. So from like 2018 to 2023, I wasn't like that. I was a very hustle type of person. And that was one thing that really helped with me having a lot of masculine energy. I would put so much of that into my business, and that's why I was able to thrive with my dark feminine in my personal life. But I definitely struggled with maintaining quality relationships and being super into my business at the same time. So in 2023, I was able to make that shift and like establish, you know, when the workday is done, the workday is done. It's not no being up late as hell, you know, on a regular basis. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't have my nights where I'm like that, because it's just like one of my things. And that's one of the things I'll share with you in this video. The biggest you is what works for you. You can take advice from a million millionaires, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the flow that's going to work for you is the flow that you should do. And the one thing I understand is like every quarter it's going to be like a week or two within that quarter, which is really great. Okay. But it's a week or two within that quarter where I'm going to be tunneled in on business, tunneled in on my goals, and very focused. And that's just one of the things that happen. And usually around that time, I do stay up a little later than I typically would on a regular like day. But I'm willing to suffer, and I'm using suffer in the essence of, if you've read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, you get to choose where you suffer, and that's where I will choose to suffer if I have to suffer in any way, because it's not suffrage to me, you know what I'm saying? It's actually just me feeling just in my like hustle mode, in my drive mode, versus being like that all the time. But long story short, a lot of you are navigating from the place of where you used to be financially, and you don't have to move that way anymore. You actually can stop working and not working 24/7. You actually can have a personal life. But some of you also get so comfortable with being so busy that you almost feel like you're not valuable because of the lack of the busyness when you finally are in order and don't have to be that busy. So make sure that you're not still navigating in the hustle and bustle mode of survival mode if you've finally gotten to the place that you really want to be and you're working your way up. The next thing is you must change the way you perceive yourself. So one thing I talked heavily to the people in The Biggest You today about is really changing your self-concept, changing the way you perceive yourself. That is the ultimate game changer, okay? We're diving deep into self-concept, embodiment, how to really make it happen. And I know the way I laid it out to them is super, super easy to understand, and they understand the depth of why it matters. But so many of you just need to recognize that the way you see yourself is affecting the way your life is going. You can know that you're meant to be successful as ever. You can know that you're meant for more. But if you continue to treat yourself as though you're regular, you continue to carry yourself as though your energy is not expensive, that's how other people are going to perceive you as well. So it's important that you perceive yourself in the light that you want other people to see you in, especially when you want to live your biggest life. Number 3 is remove anything that gives scarcity, anything that gives lack, any relationships, any activities you do, any places you go. You don't like the vibes, you don't like the energy there, don't ever go there again. You know what I'm saying? I actually had a friend, I don't know if y'all seen him, but I shouted him out on my story this weekend. His name's Greg. And like the first night he got into town for the event this weekend, he wanted to go to this place called Dirty Rabbit in Wynwood. And I just don't go out in Wynwood. It's just not my vibe, honestly. I don't really have a thorough reason. I just don't like it that much. I only like to go to Wynwood in the daytime. The energy is a little wonky at night. So obviously I wasn't going to go. Doesn't matter what he says, doesn't matter who's going to be there, I'm not going, because that's not where I want to be. That's not where my energy belongs. So, and I'm not even saying that in the essence of scarcity or lack, because it's money in Wynwood, you know what I mean? But it's just not my vibe. And I removed me hanging out in Wynwood from my life a while ago. So it's just not something that I do. But going back to the essence of the scarcity and lack, you can't think in the essence of what you don't have. You have to think in the essence of what you do have and what you can do with what you already have. You know what I'm saying? So say, for instance, you're starting from square one, and right now all you do, or right now all you have is the confidence to try, right? That's enough. That's enough. Minimizing yourself in any other way, feeling like you don't have the money, feeling like you don't have the look, feeling like you don't belong, that's all the way you perceive yourself. You've already gained the confidence, so it's important that you recognize where scarcity still lies within you. If you've already shifted your confidence, you can shift your income and you can shift everything else. But once again, it's all about your perception of what your experience is. If you know that, this is just one of those moments, I'm going to come out of this next week and it's going to be fucking amazing, that's what's going to happen. But if you sit there and you think, oh my God, I don't have this, and this is going to stop me from getting here, and this is going to hold me up, and this is, one, victim mindset, in my opinion, and 2, you're moving in the energy of scarcity or lack. You don't lack anything. If you're watching me and you're absorbing my energy and you're taking in all the things that I'm saying, you're not a woman that's meant for any level of scarcity. So make those adjustments in your life, move those relationships out of your way, stop going to places that don't make sense to you, stop sharing your energy with people who don't appreciate it. Scarcity, lack, no. It's a no for you. Next one is lessons and blessings. Okay, is what I like to call it. The one thing I used to do in my previous mastermind groups is when we would first get on a call, I would have everybody share their win and their lesson of the week. It was never a win and a loss. It was always a win and a lesson. So if something negative happened, that's okay. But what lesson are you going to take from this? Because then you're not moving in the essence of lack. You're moving in the energy of understanding that everything happens exactly how it's supposed to. And 9 times out of 10, if this didn't go my way, this was a lesson that I needed to learn in order to get to where I'm trying to go. So once again, mindset shifts. A lot of you guys need reprogramming, okay? Reconditioning. That's something I cover deeply with my private clients as well. You have to break the barrier of the things that you've learned along your journey that don't actually align with the woman that you know you are, right? And you can know you are a certain type of person and still not be embodying that identity. And the reprogramming is what's going to help you adjust. Oh, actually, I don't feel that way, and get in tune with what your true identity is. Okay, I know we rocking out on this, but I feel like these are super simple to understand. And if you just do the most basic things, it'll help you get to where you're trying to go. Next one is normalizing self-improvement, right? A lot of people think it's like, oh, I've healed, or oh, I've learned this and now I can do this. But it's just more and more in the essence of levels. Now, you don't want to overwhelm yourself in the essence of all that you consume, because it can get very overwhelming. Like, for example, I feel a bit overwhelmed in the essence of I learned the most amazing things from my mentor. I learned the most amazing things from things that just fall in my lap. I learned the most amazing things this weekend at the networking event. I mean, it even drove me to the place of creating a new portal inside of the app called Wisdom of the Wealthy. And that specific section is just going to be literally all the most important things I've ever learned from millionaire mentors that I've had, or just millionaires that I feel inspired from. So specific lessons I learned from them are things that I'm going to be teaching you guys from my perspective. So I created a new portal called Wisdom of the Wealthy. But what drove me to do it is just my thoughts being everywhere in the essence of, okay, wow, that's a new concept, or oh, wow, that concept, or oh, wow, his perspective, or oh, wow, damn, that's possible, or oh, da 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 da. And it just keeps going and going and going on top of all of my own things that I already have created for the things I have coming up. So it can become overwhelming when it comes to self-improvement and taking in so much knowledge. But it's important that you understand that you should constantly be on a path of self-improvement. You should constantly want to see what your next level self looks like. You know what I'm saying? The thing about that is being present and grateful for the moments, because you won't even realize that you're living in a manifestation if you're moving, especially if you're still in survival mode. You can't even fathom, like, holy shit, this really is something that I wanted to manifest years ago and I'm living in it, you know? I actually remind my friends of that all the time. Like, you know, look at you. You know, that's the one thing I can say about my closest friends. We juice each other up. You know, we remind each other that we are doing what we said we were going to do. But sometimes as yourself, you have to mind yourself, like, okay, my gosh, I'm really living this. I'm really doing this. And I'm really proud of myself. Like, I had a moment today where I was like, damn, little Shiny would really be proud of me. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a real moment. So it's important that although you're constantly working on self-improvement and working on yourself, that you also take a step back and you bask in the beautiful moments of the things that you've created and the things that you're creating. Okay, the next one is let go of anything that doesn't flow. Now, I've talked to y'all about flow and circular in the essence of the way a feminine woman is supposed to move, in the essence of a masculine energy moving from point A to point B. Women are more so in flow. So when you're moving to your next level, nothing is really supposed to be complicated. You know, honestly, where you are now, nothing is supposed to be complicated if you're just vibing out. You shouldn't be choosing and opting for things that don't feel good and don't make you feel excited and don't make you want to live a bigger life. You should feel inspired. You should want to grow. And so while you're on this journey of growing, if flow isn't happening and you're feeling like you're having to force things, that's your initial cue that, like, okay, maybe you need to take this from a different angle, or maybe you just need to sit back. I'm telling you, the best results that I've ever gotten from just different things I've wanted to do was from me not putting up a fight. And this initial tip was stop fighting, but I wanted to be very, very specific in the essence of just letting things flow. Everything should feel like flow. Everything should happen naturally. It'll get to the point where you know you end up at the right place at the right time. Example, the first day of the networking event, I didn't intend on going to this event until the last minute. I actually found out about it like Thursday when my friend let me know he was going to be in town. And at the last minute, I was just like, damn, I have so much going on. I wanted to do some extra stuff in the back end that I have planned for The Biggest You for next week. Like, I'm just ahead of my schedule and wanted to stay ahead of my schedule, but I also needed to be at this networking event. I needed to make it happen. So I spent the first half of my day, I stayed up late Friday night to get a lot done and then slept in a little bit. And then I came to the second half of the networking event. And honestly, the person who spoke in the second half was the person that I needed to hear. The people who spoke in the first half, it wouldn't have been really relevant to me. So everything happens exactly how it's supposed to. You're always going to be exactly where you're supposed to at the right time. The right signs are always going to come through. Even down to, like, an example today, me and Suge were trying to connect with someone for business that lives in the building, and like she usually sees him in the gym, and she didn't see him today, and I was just like, well, I'm probably gonna run into him anyway. Literally, I finished my calls, walked to the store, came back, and I was just in the store bullshitting, like just walking around, really just releasing all my energy from being hyped up from coaching, and then come back in the building and the elevator opens and there he is. You know what I'm saying? So it was just really crazy, but everything happens at exactly how it's supposed to. Everything flows. Okay. So let things flow. And when it's not flowing, know that it's not for you, at least in that moment. The next one is counter your worries with abundant thoughts. Like, I don't feel like I worry about much anymore, but even if I do, if I have a moment where I'm worried about something, my instant cue is to shut that worry down with something that makes me feel positive and know that I can make it happen no matter what. Okay. So that's what a lot of people think, like, oh my God, I'm trying to manifest, I'm trying to be in good energy, but I had a bad thought. Oh my God, I'm going to mess up my manifestation. No, you're going to mess up your manifestation if you sit in that energy of lack. You're sitting in the energy of a negative feeling or a negative opinion or a negative thought. That's what's going to fuck up the manifestation. But if you shift that thought immediately, you can have that thought for a moment. You can even cry it out if you need to. But what you do next is what matters. Okay, the next one, and I don't even know what number we on because I'm winging this, okay? But know yourself and live in your bubble. Okay, shout out to Michelle. Hopefully she sees this video. Michelle was actually one of my reinvention. Well, she is one of my reinvention clients, and she's also in The Biggest You. And we've also really created a really dope friendship when she came to Miami for a networking event. And she's just a really dope person. She's in the energy healing space. She owns a really dope crystal shop, different things like that or whatever. But we basically were talking about just energy one day, and she was like, I'm going to help you do this like energy work. And we basically did this thing where, like, she helped me create like a bubble, like, and it's hard for me to explain it to y'all, but I could like snap my fingers and this imaginary bubble comes around me. And when I'm in my bubble, I can't be fucked with, I can't be touched, nothing. Like, and then when we made the bubble, it was really cool because she was like, feel around you, what does the bubble feel like? And I can like do this, like the bubble is open right now, but y'all can't see my hand, but my hand is like this or like this. I can feel the bubble around me, you know? And this is like how you have to think of your energy in the essence of not allowing other people to affect it. So when I'm about to walk into a space and I don't really know what I'm walking into, or weird energy, or even sometimes when it's new coaching groups and I'm not really sure who I'm going to be dealing with yet and stuff, I open my bubble. Because when I'm in my bubble, I'm good. I can't be fucked with. You know what I mean? I can't be fucked with outside my bubble, but nothing can touch me in the bubble. The bubble is like the extreme form of like can't be touched. Okay. So know yourself and live in your bubble. If you know yourself, nobody can tell you who you are. If you know yourself, nobody can really affect you. If you know yourself, you can see through everybody's bullshit. Okay. And that makes your life super easy, and it helps you stay in your element of being your biggest self. Your story is your biggest piece of your brand, business, and life, ideally. Okay. Your story, your stories. One thing I learned massively, and I can't think of his last name right now. I think it's Ron Early, but his freaking speech at the networking event was so impactful to me because it made me realize why I've been able to build the bond that I built with you guys over all these years. And it's because I tell y'all my stories, and your magic and your brand and your business is your story. Your why is your story. You know what I'm saying? And that is what allows people to build authentic relationships with people. That allows you to be able to create a brand that cannot be duplicated. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody does. They will never be me because they've never lived through my stories and my experiences. So if you're having a gap in your brand, or you're trying to exit out of survival mode and you're feeling chaotic, all you need to remember is that the power is in your story. And this next part of your story could be you navigating life from a different experience. So And this part of your story could be you navigating your life from a different energy, the energy of balance. Okay, you are meant to live your biggest life in every freaking format. You're supposed to have the best relationships. You're supposed to have the best career. You're supposed to have the best personal life. The people you hang around, the places you go, you should feel light and life through you, you know? And that will change your impact on the world all around. You always have to remember that your goal in life should be to impact the world in some way. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Okay, I know y'all missed the video on Friday. I know y'all missed sipping with Shan, but girl, I haven't really been drinking. So unless I'm like out, but I haven't been buying like champagne and stuff for the house, oddly. And you know, I got in that phase of like, oh, the rich me always has champagne in the refrigerator, but like I also want to cut back. So right now the best thing is to not have it in my refrigerator. Okay, know yourself, girl. Okay, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. There will be another video on Friday, and it'll be just probably another interesting and exciting video. Okay, I don't know. Could bring Sipping with Shan back. We'll see what happens on Friday. But other than that, for my ladies who's watching this in The Biggest You, I can't wait to see you tomorrow for our next session. For my people interested in learning more about working with me, whether it be from any capacity, feel free to reach out to me directly on Instagram, and we can talk about where you are and what I think could be the best option for you. Other than that, I will see you in the next video. Toodles.